many in New York City, we are able to walk on the sidewalks of our daily lives, ride the subways, and arrive home with quality vegetables, fruits, meats, and other foods in the refrigerator that we can use to make a good meal. Food is essential in life. We need it. But when people have had access to something for so long, it is thought as a given. The reality is that food, despite being a life essential, is not a given. The reality is that the topic of food is a real problem for a large amount of people in New York City. New York City has the second highest number of people who are struggling from a lack of food in the country. This is called food insecurity. According to the Feeding America 2014 study, 1.4 million New Yorkers are at risk of hunger. Children especially make up a substantial portion of this number. 420,000 children, or 1 in 4 children in New York City, do not receive a proper amount of meals. What is worse is that food insecurity is an increasing problem in the city. The number of meals that food insecure households miss over a year has increased over 15% between 2013 and 2014. 235 million missed meals in 2013 has increased to 250 million. One of the major reasons people experience food insecurity in the city is the result of higher costs. The average meal here is $3.15, which is higher than the national average of $2.74, making it more difficult for low-income households to achieve proper food nutrition. In addition to the problem of food insecurity in New York City, the city also has a problem of food quality. In many low-income neighborhoods, there's a lack of access to healthy food options. Small grocery stores and bodegas are substantial in those neighborhoods and promote unhealthy food diets that are high in sugar and fats. This results in the problem of food deserts, where fairly priced, good quality, healthy food options are not available for low-income residents. The lack of those options correlates with increasing chances of health risks such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and obesity. Food insecurity and food deserts are interconnected problems in New York City. Solving the lack of proper nutrition is not as straightforward of a task as simply creating new healthy supermarkets in low-income neighborhoods. These two problems are very complex and are a combination of other issues such as a low income earning, a lack of education, and a lack of time. In order to effectively combat food deserts, creative solutions need to be made that consider and address the problem from these dimensions.
In response to the problems related to the access of nutritious food in New York City, there have been several programs that have been created. However, the results of these programs have been mixed. One such program is the Green Cart Initiative. This program was designed to put carts around different New York City neighborhoods with the focus on selling fresh fruits and vegetables. The program operates in all boroughs except Staten Island, with a total of 500 carts currently. All the carts are located in low-income neighborhoods, with a focus in placing them in neighborhoods designated to be food deserts by the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene. A study by Columbia University determined that 44% of customers of these carts were under the poverty line, and 66% of customers earned under the wage of $50,000 a year. In addition, 71% of customers reported a higher consumption level of fruits and vegetables after shopping at the carts, while 63% of customers were noted to be regulars. Furthermore, 80% of the vendors are profitable, and many vendors see the carts as a path to opening larger businesses in the future. Essentially, the green carts are seeing a large number of customers from low-income neighborhoods that don't have access to good groceries, and the green carts are mostly profiting from their businesses. However, the carts aren't perfect. They're not evenly distributed in high-need targeted areas, with many carts too close to each other. Furthermore, only the Manhattan carts are located close to public housing. Also, there are plenty of green carts located too close to green groceries in neighborhoods that are not high need when it comes to fresh fruit and vegetables. These local businesses, often in immigrant neighborhoods with immigrant business owners, lose their business to these green carts. That is because the green carts don't have to follow any health codes and can often offer very low prices. Another example of a program designed to address these problems is city-funded supermarkets. For example, an associated food supermarket in the South Bronx was given financial incentives to be full of healthy fruits and vegetables. However, a study by NYU determined that the government-subsidized supermarket didn't result in any significant changes in food availability or diets among the residents of the area. Sales in the store were so low that the supermarket eventually closed. The New York City Coalition Against Hunger noted that such approach won't work because either the food is too expensive for poverty-stricken neighborhoods to purchase, or there are underlying problems that prevent the markets from being successful. The problem with such a supermarket designed to bring fresh fruit to a neighborhood lacking such resources is that it does very little to change the culture of that area, which for years have dealt with these problems. Furthermore, when half the residents of the South Bronx live under poverty, there can be difficulties purchasing fresh fruits and vegetables because supermarkets use government subsidies to open stores, not to actually lower the prices of their fruits and vegetables. There's also the issue of education. Many schools have nutrition education programs, or NEPs, which are trying to provide nutrition expertise to young students. However, a study by Columbia noted that NEPs in the city aren't widely available to many New York City students. While programs are widely available in low-need schools, schools in median and high-need neighborhoods don't have access to NEPs. Furthermore, the outer boroughs have marginally lower rates of NEPs. The study noted that future expansion of NEPs need to be more geographically targeted at high-need neighborhoods, and there needs to be a larger push to get funding on a state and federal level. The biggest issue with utilizing education as a method to help people make better decisions in the future is that there's a lack of interest. Most teachers have to provide education on top of everything else they teach, and often they're not qualified to teach about that. Furthermore, the problem is that kids are potentially learning about education. However, their parents, the ones providing food for the family, don't have access to such education or can't get access to healthy food, whether it be due to price or location. However, all of these are just public programs that are designed to address the problems of nutrition in New York City. One commercial program that has been created to address these problems is called Fresh Food Box, started by a company called Grow NYC. Fresh Food Box sells $10 food boxes full of $9.50 worth of produce, full of fresh fruits and vegetables from local New York farms. An average box is estimated to retail for $26 at an average supermarket. These boxes are sold in specific sites in all the boroughs except Staten Island, and accept SNAP or EBT benefits. The problem with such a program, however, is that it's only available along major food truck routes, rather than specifically in high-need neighborhoods. While some of these sites are in high-need neighborhoods, the program could be improved if it was better targeted geographically. Furthermore, Grow NYC is not large enough an organization to make any future improvements happen, and other private organizations would probably be uninterested in joining such an endeavor due to the low profit margins involved. Perhaps a partnership with the city would help such a program go larger.
Well, thank you, Samin and Aaron, for that wonderful introduction and background. I will be going over the solution right now. So first, we would propose that New York City should establish food centers in communities that are prone to food insecurity. This will allow for working families to have access to pre-made foods sourced from the fresh produce in the area. To pay for it would require input from the city government in order to promote and incentivize the creation of a food center, and then these working families would pay a monthly fee that is relatively low cost for a month's worth of pre-made meals for their families. The crowdfunding aspect of this can help everybody become more engaged and help drive down costs for the community as a whole. We also propose creating programs within these food centers that allow these families the opportunity to go and learn about healthy eating and recipes they can use to promote these eating habits. They can hold classes for younger children that are more exposed to eating poorly and lead to generational change in eating habits. We can also suggest opening grocery markets and transportation hubs throughout the city in order to promote healthy eating and the convenience of fresh foods for individuals living in food deserts. Ultimately, while there are several programs in New York City designed to address the problem of food insecurity in low-income neighborhoods, many of these initiatives are flawed. However, with various tweaks and changes, many of these problems would be much more efficient and helpful to their neighborhoods. In addition, the programs we propose would help create more realistic solutions for neighborhoods located in food deserts.